believe we're actually here?" I whispered to Sarah as we stepped into our villa overlooking the pristine beaches of Bali. "It's beautiful," she replied, but her eyes were already scanning her phone screen instead of taking in the breathtaking sunset. I wrapped my arms around her waist from behind. "Mrs. Henderson, I love the sound of that." "Jake, stop! You're being cheesy." Sarah pulled away gently, her fingers still typing rapidly. "Come on, we just got married 3 days ago. I'm allowed to be cheesy with my wife." I tried to catch her attention, but she was completely absorbed in whatever conversation was happening on her screen. "Sorry, babe. Work stuff. You know how it is." I didn't know how it was. We were on our honeymoon. Work should have been the last thing on her mind, just like it was on mine. But I chalked it up to wedding stress. Planning our dream wedding had been exhausting for both of us. "Remember when we first met at that marketing conference?" I asked, unpacking our suitcase. "I thought you were way out of my league." "Mm-hmm." Sarah's response was distracted, automatic. "You were wearing that red dress, and I spilled coffee all over myself trying to work up the courage to talk to you." "Right, yeah." Another buzz from her phone, another immediate response from her. I paused, watching her. "Sarah, can we maybe put the phones away for tonight? It's our first night as a married couple in paradise. Just give me 5 more minutes, okay? This is important." Important. More important than us, apparently. But I pushed down the disappointment. Sarah had always been ambitious, driven. It was one of the things I loved about her. Her dedication to her career was admirable, even if the timing felt off. "I'm going to call room service and order something special for dinner," I announced. "Champagne, strawberries, the whole romantic pack. Age." "That sounds nice." She didn't look up. I spent the next 20 minutes planning our perfect evening, imagining how surprised and happy she'd be. This was just the beginning of our beautiful life together. We'd have children someday, maybe a house with a white picket fence. Sarah would eventually realize that work could wait, that we had forever to build our careers, but only one honeymoon to celebrate our love. As I hung up with room service, I caught a glimpse of her phone screen over her shoulder. She was smiling at whatever message she'd just received. It was the first genuine smile I'd seen from her all day. "Good news from work?" I asked. She quickly turned the phone face down. "Yeah, something like that." Something twisted in my stomach, but I ignored it. I was being paranoid. This was Sarah, the woman who'd said yes when I proposed on the beach where we had our first date. The woman who'd cried happy tears when I slipped the ring on her finger 3 days ago. "Dinner should be here in an hour," I said, kissing the top of her head. "I'm going to shower and change into something nice." "Okay, baby." She was already looking at her phone again. I stood there for a moment, watching my wife of 3 days, and felt a strange hollowness in my chest. This wasn't how I'd imagined our honeymoon starting. But tomorrow would be better. Tomorrow, she'd remember that we were here to celebrate us, not to handle work emergencies that couldn't possibly be more important than the beginning of our marriage. I headed toward the bathroom, already planning how I'd make tomorrow perfect for both of us. The sound of the shower running filled our villa as I sat on the bed, finally relaxing for the first time since we'd arrived. Sarah's phone, which she'd left on the nightstand, buzzed with an incoming message. I glanced at it without thinking, the way you do when you're married and privacy feels less important than it probably should. The preview showed a contact labeled M and words that made my blood freeze. "Missing you already. Can't wait until you're free from this charade." My hands started shaking. Charade? I picked up the phone, my heart hammering against my ribs. The message thread stretched back months, hundreds of messages between Sarah and this M person. Jake is so clueless, it's almost sad. "How much longer do you have to keep this up?" "Just need to get through the honeymoon, then I can start the divorce process. A year should be enough to get half of everything." I scrolled up, each message hitting me like a physical blow. Photos, intimate photos, messages about secret meetings, about how much they missed each other, about plans for when Sarah was free. I can't believe I have to pretend to be happy about marrying him tomorrow. That message was sent the night before our wedding. The night before I stood at that altar, thinking I was the luckiest man alive. "Once this is over, we can finally be together properly. Marcus." Marcus. I knew that name. Sarah's former colleague, the one she'd mentioned casually a few times, the one she'd claimed was just a friend when I'd noticed his name pop up occasionally. My vision blurred as I kept reading. They'd been together the night before our rehearsal dinner. While I was at home, nervous and excited about our future, she was with him. While I was writing my vows, pouring my heart onto paper, she was planning how to destroy me. The sex with Jake is boring anyway. Can't wait to never have to ache it again. I dropped the phone like it was on fire, stumbling to the bathroom door. The shower was still running. Sarah was in there, washing off the lies she'd been telling me for months, maybe years. I picked up her phone again, my hands trembling so violently I could barely hold it. There were photos from last week, from our engagement party, Sarah and Marcus, together, while I was mingling with our guests, thanking people for celebrating our love. The bathroom door opened. "Jake, what are you doing with my phone?" I looked up at my wife, water dripping from her hair, a towel wrapped around her body. She looked beautiful. She also looked like a complete stranger. "Who's Marcus?" My voice came out as a whisper. Sarah's face went white. "Jake, I can explain." "Explain what? Explain how you married me 3 days ago while planning to divorce me for money? Explain how you've been screwing your ex-colleague while I was planning our future? You went through my phone?" Her voice was sharp, defensive. "That's a violation of my privacy." I laughed, a bitter sound that didn't feel like it came from me. "Your privacy? Sarah, we're married, and apparently that means nothing to you." She grabbed for the phone, but I held it away from her. "Jake, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly. You married me for my money. You never loved me. This whole thing, our entire relationship, was a lie." "That's not true." "Then explain this." I read from the phone. "Jake is so pathetic. He actually thinks I love him. Once I get what I need from this marriage, Marcus and I can finally be together properly." Sarah's face crumpled, but I felt no sympathy, only a crushing, overwhelming emptiness where my heart used to be. "How long?" I asked quietly. "Jake, how long have you been cheating on me?" She wrapped her arms around herself, suddenly looking smaller. "It's not what you think." "How long?" Since we got engaged." The words hit me like a sledgehammer. 18 months. You've been lying to me for 18 months. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. I do care about you, Jake. You just wanted my money more than you wanted me." Sarah started crying, but all I could think about was how she'd cried happy tears when I proposed. Had those been fake too? Had everything been fake? I looked at my wife of 3 days, the woman I'd thought I'd spend my life with, and realized I didn't know her at all. "Sarah, sit down." My voice was steady, which surprised me. Inside, I felt like I was falling apart, but somehow I sounded calm. "Jake, please, let me explain." She clutched her towel tighter, tears streaming down her face. "Explain what? That our entire marriage is a fraud?" "No, it's not like that. I made a mistake, okay? Marcus and we have history, and when I got scared about the wedding, Scared about the wedding? I held up her phone. "These messages go back over a year, Sarah. This isn't wedding jitters. This is calculated deception." She sat on the edge of the bed, as far from me as possible. "You're taking everything out of context." "Am I? Let me read this one again." I scrolled through her messages. "Tell me again how you're going to make Jake pay for stealing you from me." And your response? "Don't worry, baby. He'll fund our real life together. I just need to play the loving wife for a little while." I was angry when I wrote that. It doesn't mean anything. It means everything, Sarah. It means our wedding was a performance. It means every time you said you loved me, you were lying. She was sobbing now, her whole body shaking. "I do love you, Jake. Maybe not the way you want me to, but I care about you. You're a good man. Just not good enough to be faithful to. It's not about you not being good enough. It's about me and Marcus having something you and I don't have." Her honesty cut deeper than her lies had. "What do we have then? What was the point of marrying me if you're in love with someone else?" Sarah wiped her eyes, and for a moment I saw a flash of the calculating woman from her text messages. "You're stable, Jake. You're successful. You can provide the kind of life I want." So I'm your meal ticket. That's not... She stopped herself, realizing she'd already said too much. Were you ever going to tell me? I was going to end things with Marcus after the wedding. I was going to try to make our marriage work. But you didn't end things with him. You've been texting him all day. You were with him the night before our rehearsal dinner. How do you know that? Because I read every single message, Sarah. I know he picked you up at 7. I know you told me you were having a girls' night with your sister. I know you had sex with him in his car before going to his apartment. Her face crumpled again. Jake, I know you laughed about how excited I was for our wedding. I know you made fun of the vows I wrote. I know you called me pathetically romantic and said you'd have to pretend to be touched by my speech. Stop. I know you plan to divorce me in a year and take half of everything. I know you've been researching my assets and my investments. I know you screenshot my bank statements and sent them to Marcus. Please stop. And I know, my voice finally cracked, that you never loved me. Not once. Not even a little bit. Sarah looked up at me, her eyes red and swollen. Jake, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never wanted to hurt you this badly. But you were perfectly fine hurting me a little bit? You were okay with lying to me every single day as long as I didn't find out? I thought maybe I could learn to love you the way you deserve, while you were still sleeping with Marcus. That would have stopped. When? After you got pregnant with his baby and convinced me it was mine? After you took half my money and disappeared? When exactly were you planning to stop destroying my life? She didn't answer because we both knew the truth. She never planned to stop. She planned to take everything she could get and leave me with nothing but the memory of a love that was never real. I want to try to make this work, she whispered. I can end things with Marcus. We can go to counseling. We can start over. I stared at my wife, this woman I'd thought I knew, and felt nothing but emptiness where my love for her used to be. Sarah, you married me under false pretenses. You committed fraud. You took vows you never intended to keep. There's no starting over from that. Don't say that, please. I made a terrible mistake, but we can fix this. No, I said quietly. We can't, because this wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. You chose to lie to me every single day for 18 months. You chose to betray me. You chose to humiliate me. I never wanted to humiliate you. Then you should have broken up with me before you married me for my money. The silence stretched between us, filled with the weight of everything that was broken and could never be fixed. Sarah's phone buzzed again. We both looked at it. Don't answer it, I said. Jake, don't. Answer it. But I could see the message preview. Marcus again. How's the honeymoon with your husband? Missing you. I felt sick. He knows you're here with me right now, and he's still texting you. I can tell him to stop. Can you? Because his messages suggest you've been encouraging him this whole time. I scrolled through more of their conversation. Look at this. He sent you a photo yesterday. Sarah's face went white. Don't look at that. But I already had. It was Marcus, shirtless, with a message underneath. Thinking of our last night together. This was sent yesterday, Sarah. Yesterday, while we were checking into our honeymoon suite. I didn't respond to it. You responded with a heart emoji and wish I was there instead. She buried her face in her hands. Jake, please, you're torturing both of us by reading these. I'm torturing us? I'm not the one who brought my affair partner on my honeymoon via text message. Another buzz. This time, I read it out loud before Sarah could stop me. Hope you're getting good photos of the resort. Can't wait to take you there properly someday. He wants to bring you back here, I said, the realization hitting me like a punch to the gut. You're giving him information about our honeymoon so he can recreate it with you later. That's not what this is. Then what is it? Explain to me why your boyfriend is talking about taking you on the honeymoon I'm paying for. Sarah was crying again, but this time it felt manipulative. Like she was crying because she got caught, not because she was sorry. Tell me about the rehearsal dinner night, I said. Tell me exactly what happened. Jake, why are you doing this to yourself? Because I need to know how much of my life has been a lie. Tell me. She took a shaky breath. I told you I was going out with my sister. But you went to Marcus instead. Yes. Did you have sex with him? Jake, did you have sex with him the night before our wedding? Yes. Her voice was barely a whisper. I felt like I was going to vomit. Where? Does it matter? It matters to me. Where did you have sex with your boyfriend the night before you married me? At his apartment? The apartment I helped you find when you were looking for a place closer to your job. Sarah's face was buried in her hands. Jake, please stop. I drove you there to look at apartments. I waited in the car while you toured them. I helped you narrow down your choices, and you picked the one where you could most easily cheat on me. It wasn't like that. What was it like, Sarah? Paint me a picture. What was it like having sex with Marcus the night before you promised to love, honor, and cherish me? You're being cruel. I'm being cruel? Sarah, you destroyed me. You took everything I believed about love, about us, about my future, and you destroyed it. And you think I'm being cruel by asking questions? Her phone buzzed again. Another message from Marcus, this one with a photo attachment. Don't, Sarah said, reaching for the phone. But I'd already opened it. It was a photo of Sarah, taken in what looked like a hotel room. She was wearing the lingerie I'd bought her for our wedding night. The timestamp showed it was taken 2 days ago, the day we flew to Bali. You were with him 2 days ago, I said, my voice flat. You wore the lingerie I bought you for our wedding night, and you wore it for him. Sarah was sobbing uncontrollably now. Jake, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. You were with him after our wedding, before our honeymoon. When exactly were you with him, Sarah? Give me a timeline. I can't. Give me a timeline, or I'm calling my lawyer right now. The morning we left for the airport, she whispered. I told you I was saying goodbye to my sister, but I went to see Marcus. I didn't know when I'd see him again, and You had sex with your boyfriend the morning of our honeymoon flight. Yes. I stood up, pacing to the window. Outside, couples were walking on the beach, holding hands, laughing together. Happy honeymooners, just like Sarah and I were supposed to be. How many people know? I asked. What? How many people know that our marriage is a joke? How many people know that you're cheating on me? Nobody knows. Marcus knows. His friends probably know. Who else? Jake, nobody else knows. Your sister knows. She's been covering for you. Sarah's silence was answer enough. Anyone else? No, just a few people. How many is a few? I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. 4 or 5 people knew that my wife was cheating on me, and nobody thought to tell me. 4 or 5 people watched me stand at that altar and make vows to a woman who was planning to destroy me, and they said nothing. I looked at Sarah, sitting on our honeymoon bed in her towel, and realized that I wasn't just married to a cheater. I was married to someone capable of a level of cruelty I'd never imagined possible. I spent the night on the couch while Sarah stayed in the bedroom. I didn't sleep. I just stared at the ceiling and felt something cold and hard forming in my chest where my heart used to be. By morning, I'd made my decision. Sarah, we need to talk, I said when she emerged from the bedroom, eyes swollen from crying. Jake, I've been thinking all night. I want to make this right. I'll do anything. Anything? Yes. I'll cut off all contact with Marcus. I'll go to therapy. I'll do whatever it takes to save our marriage. I nodded slowly. Okay. Let's start with this. I want you to call Marcus right now and tell him it's over. Relief flooded her face. Okay. Yes, I can do that. Put it on speaker. What? Put it on speaker so I can hear what you say to him. Sarah hesitated. Jake, I don't think that's necessary. Sarah, you've lied to me about everything for 18 months. I'm not taking your word for anything anymore. Call him. On speaker. Now. She picked up her phone with shaking hands and dialed Marcus's number. It rang twice before he answered. Baby, how's paradise? Is your husband treating you well? His voice was mocking, cruel. Sarah glanced at me. Marcus, I need to talk to you about us. What about us? Are you somewhere private? Can you video chat? No, I can't. Marcus, I think we need to take a break. Silence. Then, a break? Sarah, what's going on? I think I need to try to make my marriage work. Marcus laughed. Your marriage? Sarah, we talked about this. You're playing a part for a year, then you're free. Don't let 3 days of playing house mess with your head. I'm not playing house. I'm married. To a man you don't love. To a man you're using for his money. Sarah, what's really going on? Are you having second thoughts about our plan? I watched Sarah's face as she realized Marcus was revealing everything while I was listening. Marcus, I can't do this anymore. Can't do what? Can't take his money like we planned? Can't divorce him and come be with me? Sarah, we've been planning this for over a year. You can't back out now. I have to go. Wait, Sarah, are you with him right now? Is Jake listening to this? Sarah looked at me, panic in her eyes. Sarah, answer me. Is your husband listening to this conversation? She hung up. The silence stretched between us. I could see her mind working, trying to figure out how to spin what we'd both just heard. Well, I said finally, that was enlightening. Jake, he's exaggerating. We never had a real plan. Sarah, stop. Just stop lying. I hear him. You two planned this. You married me specifically to divorce me and take my money. That's not... It's exactly what it is, and now I know what I'm going to do about it. What do you mean? I pulled out my laptop and opened it. I'm going to document everything, every message, every lie, every detail of your fraud. Fraud? You married me under false pretenses. You committed marriage fraud. That's a felony, Sarah. Her face went white. You can't prove that. I can prove all of it. Your phone has 18 months of evidence. Your messages with Marcus detail your entire plan. You literally discussed how much money you expected to get from divorcing me. I started taking screenshots of her messages, organizing them chronologically. What are you doing? I'm building a case. I'm documenting your fraud so I can protect myself legally. Jake, please don't do this. We can work this out privately. Privately? Sarah, you humiliated me privately for 18 months. You made me look like a fool to everyone who knew about your affair. You let me stand at that altar and make vows to someone who was actively planning to destroy me. I never wanted to destroy you. You wanted to steal from me. Same thing. I continued taking screenshots, each message adding to the mountain of evidence against her. If you do this, it'll ruin my life. I looked up at her. Sarah, you already ruined my life. You just didn't think I'd find out. I can make this right. I can pay you back anything you spent on the wedding. You can't pay me back the 18 months of my life you stole. You can't pay me back the love I wasted on someone who was never real. Sarah started crying again, but I felt nothing. No sympathy, no regret, no second thoughts. I trusted you, I said quietly. I loved you more than I've ever loved anyone. I would have given you anything you asked for. All you had to do was be honest with me. I know, and I'm sorry. You're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. She didn't deny it because we both knew it was true. So here's what's going to happen, I continued. I'm going to finish documenting your fraud. I'm going to contact my lawyer. I'm going to file for an annulment based on your deception. And I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly who you really are. You can't do that. It'll destroy my reputation. Sarah, you destroyed my life. Did you think there wouldn't be consequences? Please, Jake, I'm begging you, don't make this public. I looked at my wife, the woman I'd thought I'd spend my life with, and felt absolutely nothing. You should have thought about that before you decided to humiliate me. The next day, while Sarah tried to act like everything was normal, I systematically dismantled her lies. I started with phone calls. Tom, I need to talk to you, I said when my brother answered. Jake, how's the honeymoon? Are you having an amazing time? Tom, Sarah's been cheating on me for over a year. Silence. Then, what? I told him everything. The messages, the planning, the fraud. Tom listened without interrupting. Jesus, Jake, I'm so sorry. What do you need me to do? I'm sending you evidence, screenshots, message threads, everything. I need you to save it all in case something happens to her phone. Done. Anything else? Yeah. Call Rick and tell him. I'm going to need both of you as witnesses to what I found. Jake, are you sure you want to do this? Maybe you two can work it out. Tom, she married me for my money while planning to cheat on me for our entire marriage. There's no working this out. Okay, I'm here for whatever you need. Next, I called Rick. Dude, congratulations again on the wedding. How's married life treating you? Rick, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I went through the whole story again. Rick's reaction was more explosive than Tom's. Are you kidding me? Sarah did this? Sweet, innocent Sarah? Not so innocent, apparently. Jake, I'm going to kill her. I'm going to absolutely destroy her. No, you're not. I am, but I need your help documenting everything. What do you need? I'm forwarding you evidence. Make copies of everything. And Rick, start thinking about everyone who was at our wedding. I want to know who else knew about this and didn't tell me. On it. Then I made the hardest call of all. I found Marcus's wife on social media and called her directly. Hello? A woman's voice, cautious. Is this Jessica Chen? Yes, who is this? My name is Jake Henderson. I'm married to Sarah Henderson. I think we need to talk. Long pause. About what? About the fact that your husband has been having an affair with my wife for over a year. I heard her sharp intake of breath. That's impossible. Marcus would never... Jessica, I have proof. Hundreds of text messages, photos, evidence of them being together as recently as 2 days ago. I'm sending you everything right now. I don't understand. Your husband has been lying to you about business trips. He's been meeting my wife in hotels. They've been planning for her to divorce me so they can be together. Jessica was quiet for a long time. Then, send me the evidence. I forwarded her the most damning screenshots, messages where Marcus talked about lying to her, photos of him and Sarah together, discussions of their future plans. Oh my God, Jessica whispered after a few minutes. Oh my God, this is real. I'm sorry, Jessica. I know this is devastating, but you deserve to know the truth. How long have you known? I found out yesterday, on my honeymoon. Jesus, Jake, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? No, but I will be. Are you going to confront Marcus? I'm going to do a lot more than confront him. I'm going to take him for everything he's worth. Good, he deserves it. Jake, thank you for telling me. I know this couldn't have been easy. We're both victims here, Jessica. We should stick together. After I hung up, I felt stronger. I wasn't the only one who'd been betrayed. I wasn't alone in this. I spent the rest of the day organizing evidence, creating timelines, and building an airtight case against Sarah. Every message, every lie, every detail of her deception was cataloged and saved. Sarah tried to make conversation during dinner. The food here is amazing, isn't it? Yes. Maybe we could try the spa tomorrow? I heard they have couples massages. I don't think so. Jake, please, can we at least try to enjoy the rest of our trip? I looked up from my laptop. Sarah, I'm not on vacation. I'm gathering evidence for your fraud case. There's nothing to enjoy here. You can't keep punishing me forever. I'm not punishing you. I'm protecting myself. There's a difference. That night, I video called my lawyer. Jake, I've reviewed everything you sent. This is definitely marriage fraud. We can file for annulment and probably get restitution for your wedding expenses. What about criminal charges? That's trickier, but possible. The evidence is overwhelming. She clearly married you with intent to defraud. Good. I want her to face consequences for what she did. Jake, are you sure you want to go this route? This will get very messy very quickly. I thought about Sarah laughing with Marcus about how clueless I was. I thought about her wearing my wedding gift for another man. I thought about the 18 months of lies and the year of planned theft. I'm sure. Let's destroy her. All right, I'll start the paperwork. As I hung up, I felt something I hadn't felt since finding those messages. Power. For the first time in 2 days, I wasn't the victim. I was the one taking action. Sarah had wanted to humiliate me quietly, steal from me secretly, and leave me broken while she rode off into the sunset with her boyfriend and my money. But I wasn't going to be quiet about it. I woke up on our 4th day in Bali with absolute clarity about what I needed to do. "Sarah, I need you to pack your things," I said as she came out of the bathroom. "Why? Are we changing rooms?" "No, you're going home. Today. Jake, we still have 4 more days here. I thought we were going to try to work things out." I lied, just like you've been lying to me for 18 months. Her face crumpled. "That's not fair." "Fair? Sarah, nothing about this situation is fair, but you're leaving today because I can't stand to look at you anymore. You can't just send me home. Watch me." I pulled out my phone and started typing. "I'm posting everything, right now." "What do you mean, posting everything?" "I mean, I'm telling the world exactly who you are and what you did." Sarah lunged for my phone, but I stepped away from her. "Jake, please don't do this. Think about what you're doing." "I have thought about it. I've thought about nothing else for 3 days." I continued typing, crafting my post carefully. "I'm going to post every screenshot, every timeline, every detail of your betrayal. You'll ruin my life. You ruined mine first." I hit post on Facebook, tagging Sarah, her family, our mutual friends, and everyone who'd been at our wedding. The post was long, detailed, and devastating. I included screenshots of her messages with Marcus, the timeline of their affair, and a complete breakdown of how she'd planned to defraud me. "My wife of 4 days has been cheating on me for 18 months, I read aloud as I typed. "She married me for my money while planning to divorce me within a year to steal half of everything I own. She was with her boyfriend the night before our wedding and the morning of our honeymoon. Every vow she made was a lie. Every I love you was calculated deception. I'm sharing this because everyone who celebrated our love deserves to know the truth." Sarah was sobbing. "Jake, please delete it, please." "I'm not done yet." I switched to Instagram and posted the same thing, then Twitter, then LinkedIn where all our professional contacts could see it. My phone immediately started buzzing with comments and reactions. "Holy shit, Jake, I'm so sorry." I knew something was off about Sarah. "This is horrible, we're here for you, man." "Sarah, how could you do this to Jake?" Within an hour, the post had been shared dozens of times. My phone was ringing constantly with calls from friends and family. "Jake!" It was my mom. "I just saw your post. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry." "Thanks, Mom." "That horrible girl. I never trusted her, you know. There was something calculating about her. You never said anything. You were so happy. I didn't want to ruin that for you. But Jake, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself." Tom called next. "Dude, your post is everywhere. Sarah's getting destroyed in the comments." "Good." "Her sister just posted trying to defend her, but people are ripping her apart too. Apparently she knew about the affair." "I figured she did." "Jake, Marcus's wife called me. She said she's filing for divorce and wanted to thank you for the evidence. Jessica's a good person. She didn't deserve what Marcus did to her." My phone buzzed with a call from Sarah's mother. "Jake, what you posted about Sarah isn't true. She made a mistake, but she loved you. Mrs. Patterson, I have 18 months of evidence that proves otherwise. Your daughter married me for my money while cheating on me. That's not the Sarah I raised. Apparently, it is exactly the Sarah you raised, because she's been planning this fraud for over a year. You're going to ruin her life over one mistake." "One mistake? Mrs. Patterson, she cheated on me hundreds of times. She lied to me every single day. She committed marriage fraud. This wasn't one mistake. This was a calculated campaign to destroy me. Please take down the post. We can work this out privately." "No, we can't. Sarah chose to humiliate me privately. Now she gets to be humiliated publicly." I hung up and immediately got a call from Marcus. "You son of a bitch," he snarled when I answered. "You destroyed my marriage." "No, Marcus. You destroyed your marriage when you decided to have an affair with my wife. Jessica took the kids. She's filing for divorce. I'm going to lose everything. Good. That's exactly what you deserve. You had no right to involve my family in this. I had every right to tell Jessica the truth about what her husband was doing, just like I had every right to tell the world what my wife was doing. Sarah's life is ruined because of you. Sarah's life is ruined because of Sarah. Actions have consequences, Marcus. Maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to help my wife commit fraud. I'm going to sue you for defamation. With what money? You're about to lose half of everything in your divorce, and good luck proving defamation when I have screenshots of every message you sent. I hung up on him and immediately got a text from Jessica. Jake, I can't thank you enough. I filed for divorce this morning. My lawyer says I have grounds for adultery and can get full custody. Marcus is moving out today. I'm glad I could help, Jessica. No one deserves what they did to us. How are you holding up? Better than I expected. Turns out revenge feels pretty good. By evening, my post had been shared over 1,000 times. Sarah's social media accounts were flooded with angry comments. Her friends were distancing themselves from her. Her family was trying to do damage control, but the evidence was overwhelming. Sarah sat in the corner of our villa, crying and frantically trying to respond to messages. Jake, people are saying horrible things about me. People are saying true things about you. There's a difference. I'm getting death threats. Then maybe you shouldn't have committed marriage fraud. Please, I'm begging you, take down the posts. I'll give you anything you want. I looked at my wife, destroyed and desperate, and felt absolutely nothing. Sarah, you took 18 months of my life, thousands of dollars of my money, and every ounce of trust I had in love. What could you possibly give me that would be worth any of that? She had no answer because we both knew there wasn't one. My phone buzzed with another notification. Someone had shared my post in a group for people who'd been cheated on. The comments were overwhelmingly supportive. This man is a hero for exposing her. More people should do this instead of staying quiet. Sarah got exactly what she deserved. I realized that by telling my story, I'd given other people permission to tell theirs. The comments were full of people sharing their own experiences with cheating and betrayal. I wasn't just getting revenge on Sarah. I was standing up for everyone who'd ever been betrayed by someone they trusted. And that felt better than any apology she could ever give me. 3 weeks later, I sat in my lawyer's office signing the annulment papers. The court agreed that your marriage was based on fraudulent pretenses, he explained. Sarah's documented plan to defraud you made this case ironclad. What about restitution? She's agreed to pay back the full cost of the wedding, plus your honeymoon expenses. She's also waiving any claim to marital property. And the criminal charges? The district attorney is reviewing the case. Marriage fraud is a serious crime, and your evidence is compelling. I signed the final document and felt a weight lift off my shoulders. Legally, my marriage to Sarah had never existed. My phone buzzed with a text from Tom. Marcus got fired. His company saw your post and realized he was having an affair with a former colleague. Apparently, that violates their ethics policy. Another text, this one from Rick. Sarah moved back in with her parents. Word is, she can't find a job because your post shows up when employers Google her. I should have felt guilty about destroying 2 lives so completely. But I didn't. Sarah and Marcus had made their choices. They'd decided that their desires were more important than the people they'd promised to love and protect. Now they were living with the consequences. My phone rang. It was Jessica. Jake, I wanted to call and thank you again. The divorce was finalized yesterday. How are you doing? Better than I expected. I got the house, full custody of the kids, and half of Marcus's retirement savings. Plus, he has to pay child support and alimony. I'm glad things worked out for you. Jake, I know this sounds weird, but what you did saved my life. I was living a lie and didn't even know it. Now I'm free to find someone who actually loves me. You deserve that, Jessica. You deserve someone who chooses you every day. So do you. Have you started dating again? Not yet. I'm still processing everything that happened. When you're ready, you're going to make someone very happy. Any woman would be lucky to have a man who fights for himself the way you fought for both of us." After I hung up, I walked to my mailbox and found it full of cards and letters. Word of my story had spread beyond social media. People from all over the country had written to share their own experiences and thank me for speaking out. "Your courage inspired me to leave my cheating husband. Thank you for showing that victims don't have to stay silent. You gave me hope that good people still exist." I realized that my decision to expose Sarah hadn't just been about revenge. It had been about refusing to let betrayal happen in darkness and silence. That evening, I got a call from a stranger. "Is this Jake Henderson?" "Yes. Who's asking?" "My name is David Kim. I'm a publisher. I'd love to talk to you about writing a book about your experience." "A book?" "Your story has resonated with millions of people. There's clearly an appetite for honest discussions about betrayal, recovery, and fighting back. Would you be interested in exploring that?" I thought about all the messages I'd received, all the people who'd told me my story had helped them find their own courage. "Yeah," I said. "I think I would be interested in that." 6 months later, I was signing copies of my book, The Truth About Betrayal: How I Exposed My Wife's Affair and Reclaimed My Life. The book tour had been surreal. Everywhere I went, people wanted to share their stories of betrayal and recovery. I'd become an accidental advocate for people who'd been cheated on, lied to, and deceived by the people they trusted most. "Jake, what would you say to someone who's just discovered their partner's affair?" a woman asked during a QA session. "I'd say that your pain is valid, your anger is justified, and you don't owe your betrayer privacy for their betrayal. The truth is always more powerful than lies, even when it hurts." "Do you regret exposing Sarah so publicly?" "No. Sarah made a choice to humiliate me privately. I made a choice to hold her accountable publicly. I refuse to be ashamed of defending myself." "Have you heard from Sarah since the annulment?" "She tried to contact me a few times through mutual friends, asking me to help repair her reputation. But my responsibility isn't to protect someone who tried to destroy me. My responsibility is to protect myself and help other people do the same." After the event, I walked to my car and found a text from an unknown number. "Jake, this is Sarah. I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I wanted you to know that I'm in therapy, and I understand now how much I hurt you. I know I can never undo what I did, but I want you to know that I'm sorry. Not sorry I got caught, but sorry I was the kind of person who could do what I did to you. I hope someday you can forgive me, not for my sake, but for yours. You deserve to be free of the anger I caused." I read the message twice, then deleted it without responding. I'd already forgiven Sarah, not because she deserved it, but because carrying that anger was exhausting. But forgiveness didn't mean reconciliation. It didn't mean I owed her anything. It just meant I was free. I drove home to my new apartment in a new city with a new life built on truth instead of lies. I wasn't the same naive man who'd married Sarah thinking love was enough to guarantee happiness. I was stronger now, wiser, more careful with my trust, but not closed off to love. And someday, when I was ready, I'd find someone who chose me the way I'd choose them, completely, honestly, and without reservation. But for now, I was content being alone and whole, rather than partnered and broken. The truth had set me free, and I was never going back to living a lie. The end.